Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Emil cousin Farah. I am a resident of the beautiful and the magic city of Miami, a city that is today being ran by one of our best mayors for the last 20 years, Mr. Cousin, I call him, Tomas Regalado. And Mr. Regalado has definitely been doing a fantastic job. He's been in office almost 2 years, over 2 years now. And there is no doubt in my mind that it will be my goal and many others to make sure we vote him in again, because Mr. Regalado is a man for the people, a mayor for the people, not like many others that are looking for their own interest. Our friend, my cousin, Mr. Regalado, has been governing the city of Miami, has made a lot of changes, has definitely went in and redone some of the Miami 21 for the benefit of the citizens of Miami and not the big developers with the millions and the billions of dollars. People say that Mr. Regalado is against development. No, he is not. Our cousin Tomas Regalado, my cousin Tomas Regalado, and he is everybody's cousin of Miami, because this is how he deals. He deals with everyone as family. And he is not against development, but he is with development, but with planning. He wants to plan so his kids, our grandkids will have the same Miami we've had for years. For me, Miami, I have lived there for 30 years. I have traveled the world, and yes, Miami is my favorite city. Today, our cousin Tomas Regalado is only doing his best. He was a councilman for years. He had his own radio show, and so did his wife Raquel, who was a lover of St. Jude of Brickell Avenue and has passed away. And he continues his radio show at times and helps everyone that he can. If you ever read up on what he does, he always is there, whether in Little Havana, whether in Overtown, whether in anywhere around where people actually need him, that citizens need him. I will close by saying he has 3 beautiful children and wonderful kids, and he is they have one close family. And I will close by saying I have been supporting politicians for years and years, and I will proudly say never in my life did I support a politician that after he was elected opened the door. 98% of them, the door gets shut. Not with cousin Regalado. He will listen to you, and he will always be there to do what he can for the city. We love you, Mayor. Our Mayor and cousin Tomas Regalado always realizes that Miami is a melting city. Miami doesn't belong to anyone, but to everyone. Miami is for everyone. Everyone from around the world. And that is what he realizes. And myself being from Arabic American background, he also realizes the importance of having connections, relationships with other countries around the world. And in the last 2 months, I had visited 3 cities, Cairo, Beirut, and Paris. And when our mayor knew, he said, Emil, cousin, why don't you go and visit the mayors and see how we can hook up with them as sister cities, so we can both enjoy the culture, the music, the art, exchange student, education, economic businesses, having groups of business people come visit our cities to see what we offer, and vice versa. And yes, I did exactly that. I was very proud to be appointed by my cousin Tomas, and I went and made sure I met with every mayor in that city. Not that it was easy, but I made sure that happened. I was amazed by how important that project was, and once I visited, I realized how much more important it was and how crucial it is. Since then, I've had requests coming from Italy to Barcelona to Turkey. People are writing me, asking me how can we become sisters with Miami. Why? Miami is the magic city, and it is being ran and governed by our magical cousin, Tomas. I would like to give you a little bit of history about Egypt. Egypt has a lot of history dating back to thousands of years. The pyramids today basically show the greatness of its history. People today can see the wealth through the temples in Karnak, in Al-Aqsa. Nubla is the main, that's a city, is the main source of gold in Egypt. The first kings of Egypt were later the most popular gods. And if you go to Egypt, they have preserved many kings, and you can see by going to the museum, you can see how all of them and how they lived and how much gold they have on them. For example, at the pyramids, a lot of them are buried there, and they used to be buried, that is thousands of years ago, of course, in a very interesting way. Why? Their employees, their maids will go with them, and they will all be carrying food with them. They will all be, because they felt one day they will come back. Also in Egypt, which I was just visited for 10 days, has a very large Coptic Christian community, which is probably one of the largest in the Middle East. It's almost 13 million people. Our Muslim brothers are Sunni of religion, and believe it or not, until today you will see Jewish synagogues there. And I went and I visited them. I went and visited the beauty of the churches that my friend who has been working with me all along this time to prepare, because this takes hours and days to do. My artist brother and friend Seraphine will be showing you a lot of the pictures of the beautiful churches and mosques and synagogues, churches that were built in the middle of the mountain. These Copts have been there for hundreds of years, and they are called Coptiki because it comes from the word Egyptian. A lot of them, when they retire, part of their religion, they go to the desert in order to be into seclusion. I will say one thing about Egypt. It's a very poor country with a lot of history, and unfortunately it has more poor people than rich people, and that is where cities like Miami and others could assist. While they can educate us with education, with history, with what went on in Egypt for thousands of years, having groups of people travel back and forth. Lately, in the last 2 years, there was a revolution as everyone knows, as the Tahrir Square, where Mubarak was basically removed from office, and the new government is being held by the brothers. They call them the brothers, Al-Ikhwan in Arabic, which is the Muslim Brotherhood. I am not so sure they will do a very good job or a better job than Mubarak. I hope they do, not for me because I don't live there, but for the people of Egypt, who are some of the kindest people you will ever meet. Always a smile on, always kind, always ready to help. As I was traveling through Egypt, I asked people, I said, why did you vote only for the Muslims? Didn't you have any other for the Brotherhood? They said they gave us no other choices. They were the only choice. But you know, the good news is, in 4 years, if they don't do the job, then they will be removed. I will say one thing, and I think everybody agrees. Religion and government do not mix. My question on the table today, are the brothers going to mix religion with government, or are they not? But I will wish them the best. I wish the brothers the best in governing. Be fair to your people. Your people have suffered enough for the last 40 years under Mubarak. And let Miami, the magic city, help you move forward, show you the way to democracy. To be democratic is so important. Our friend, Mr. Serafin, will be sharing a lot of pictures with you, from the Nile to the pyramids, and from the camel to the Sinai. And on this note, thank you very much. And Cairo, أهلا وسهلا فيكم ونرحب بكم وميامي ترحب بكم, which means welcome Cairo. Miami is happy to have you as a sister city, also welcomes you. Thank you. I would also like, on my behalf and our mayor, Cousin Regalado, to thank Dr. Khalife, the governor of Cairo, for welcoming me and welcoming Miami as a sister city to Cairo. دكتور خليفة، شكرا كتير إلك، وبتمنى إنه إن شاء الله القاهرة وميامي سيصبحوا خوات, and I hope that we will all benefit from it with culture, art, business, education, exchange students, and so on. So my next trip was to my favorite city after Miami, which is Beirut. Yes, I have been traveling to Beirut now for 10 years, and yes, Beirut was leveled in wars. People have suffered so much there, and yes, many forces came in, took over the country, but the Lebanese are resilient people, as the Palestinians are. They will build and keep building, just as the godfather of music says, we will always rebuild and rebuild, the words of Wadi As-Safi. I have been traveling to Lebanon for the last 10 years. I am a Palestinian from origin. My grandmother is Lebanese, and my wife is Lebanese, and I enjoy so much going to Lebanon because it has every community in there, and everybody gets along, from our Muslim brothers, the Shia, the Sunni, the Christian, the Druze, the Orthodox, and on and on. And what makes it, that's what makes Beirut a melting pot, just like Miami. Everyone is there, and everyone enjoys it, and everyone goes back to see it. Well, in Lebanon, it is a very unique country. It is probably one of the few countries that I know that in 1 hour you can be on top of the mountain skiing in Farah, and later on, not in the winter of course, but in the summer, you can go up and ski, and in the afternoon you can come and swim in the waters of the Mediterranean and eat some fish from the waters of the Mediterranean. Lebanon is a wonderful city, full of history, full of people. Some of the best food comes from Lebanon. Pictures that will be posted on this video by my artist friend Serafin will show the beauty of Jaita, of Faraya, of Harissa, of the Solidaire, of Sur, of Saida, of the south of Lebanon, of Byblos, and on and on and on. And all you have to do, we have a book that is written actually and done by my cousin called Lebanon. And you can look it up, you can always call me and I'll give it to you. You will be amazed by the picture. Yes, thank you, Dr. Bilal, for inviting me to your mayor's office and accepting our sisterhood city between, of course, the magic city of Miami and the magic city of Beirut. Cousin Regalado and Cousin Bilal will be getting together, and I'm hoping to have both mayors visit both cities and see the beauty and see how much each city can offer. Words are not enough, but every picture can tell a story. So thank you, Dr. Bilal, for inviting me, and Costa for putting it together. And I will say that I am so excited about being able to accomplish the 3 cities, being able to meet with the 3 mayors. And yes, Cousin Regalado, I worked very hard on that. It was not easy at times because doors do close, especially when people don't know you. But I was able to accomplish all of it. This is how much I love Miami. This is how much I care for Miami. And now is the time to put the protocol agreements together and to start officially being sister cities so we can interchange culture, art, business, education, exchange student, and the very, very, very exciting thing I forgot to say about Cairo is that Cairo is very interested in being able to get some recycling companies to go and meet with them. And I'm sure Miami needs something that maybe Cairo needs to offer. And in Beirut specifically, even though they're very advanced, we talked about, me and Dr. Bilal talked about the need of some of the children or people there that are in such need of medical attention, and at times it cannot be obtained in Lebanon. And yes, I told them, we have many, many Lebanese doctors at the University of Miami, in Jackson Memorial, and yes, our mayor is so kind that I am sure he will get involved by flying somebody in the city here and give them a miracle. What is better than a miracle? What is better than helping a human being? What is better than being humane? I don't think there's anything better. Today, religion is what you do for others and not what they do for you. And we are hoping to accomplish that in the next 6 months. My name is Emil Farah, Cousin Farah, and again, Lebanon, I love you. Beirut, you're a wonderful city. And I will be working very hard, myself and the city of Miami and Cousin Sarafan, to make this a reality. Assalamu alaikum. Alors bonsoir, mon nom est Emile Farah et je suis très content que j'étais chez vous à Paris et j'ai rencontré le directeur des International Affairs à Omer de Paris et c'était vraiment un plaisir et j'espère qu'on pouvait travailler ensemble pour mettre Paris et Miami comme city sisters. Ça vraiment sera un grand plaisir. Well, I know not everybody understands French, but since I can talk in 5 languages, I try to practice them every so often. And yes, Paris, you are an amazing city. Paris is an amazing city. The streets are amazing, from the Champs-Élysées to Notre Dame, from the Louvre to every part of Paris. The only thing I didn't like is the euro. It's too expensive. But what can I say? That's another story. But I will tell you something. Getting into the mayor's office in French, it's the office of the mayor. Getting in there, I think you will have an easier time than the highest security prison in the world. I'm not talking Miami or Florida, in the world. That is how closed it is. You can never make it inside. But as my cousin Serafin will show you, we were able to make it inside and show you all the pictures that were taken inside of the mayor's office. They are amazing pictures. The architecture, the paintings that are on the roof of the buildings, on top, around, are just amazing, just amazing. I don't think there's another word for it. And you know what? The city never sleeps, whether it's on the Champs-Élysées and so many, many, many other areas. So I thank you, my friend, the International Affairs, to the Mayor of Paris for meeting with me on such a short notice. But I do thank you, and I know our cousin here, Mr. Regalado, will be getting in touch with you so we can sign an agreement. By the way, there are many French that live in the city of Miami, and I'm sure they will be thrilled to have Paris and Miami as sister cities. There is the Alliance Française here that does a lot of activities, from the Bastille Day to the Day of Independence. I mean, the Tour Eiffel is amazing, the gardens, etc., etc. Paris is an amazing city. Paris, I love you, and we shall be back with an agreement from our mayor, Cousin Regalado. Well, my dear friends, I will conclude this by saying, I thank you, Mr. Mayor, as they say in yoga, namaste. That's what they say in yoga, namaste. And I will make sure, with the help of the city, that we will get many more cities as sister. But I will say one last thing in closing. The idea, the challenge, is not only signing a protocol agreement, but it is putting events together at least once or twice a year where both cities will benefit, and especially the people of Miami. Because I know, Cousin Regalado, that's all you care about, is the people of Miami and the people that put you in office. Thank you. I will say in French, merci, in Arabic, shukran, In English, thank you. In Spanish, gracias. And in Hebrew, toda. And I will finish by saying, salam. May peace be unto you. And I hope through these sister cities, we will also start creating peace, because it's only through communications and peace that this world will be a better place. Do something for somebody today. Do something for a sister city today. Thank you.